Hey everyone, this is Chris and welcome to another episode of TheSketchJournal. Today we're going to do things a little different than what we've been doing. We're actually going to be drawing today. I know, shocker. For those of you who haven't seen the past couple of videos I've put out, it's been mostly just going through my sketchbook and talking about stuff, but today we're actually going to be drawing. And since my first goal is to get better at faces, we are going to draw a face. Shocker, I know. So, if you don't recognize who this is actually Lzzy Hale, the lead singer of the hard rock group Halestorm. And so I guess we're just going to get right to it. Though a disclaimer before I begin, if you haven't seen my other videos yet, I am a beginner. Well, not really a beginner per se, but I'm trying to get better, but I'm not a seasoned artist. So I'd be lucky if this even resembles the picture here, especially considering I'm using a fine liner here. I'm not going to be able to erase. This is just as soon as the ink's down, it's done, it's permanent. So I've done some portrait sketches before that have been in pencil. I've had the ability to erase, and those have resembled what I sketched for the most part. But this here is probably not, because I haven't had much success yet. So anyway, I guess we should just get right to it. Hopefully I don't get my head into the picture too much here. So I'm going to start off here with just a quick construction circle. And you probably can't see this here. I'm trying to make it as light as possible if I can with this fine liner. This isn't a ballpoint pen, so I don't get to use any type of pressure sensitivity, but I am trying to just get a little bit of a sketch there. You can kind of see it up here a little bit. So there's a circle for the head, and then I got to get the jaw in there as well. So we're going to bring the jaw down and over. And this is probably not good for my fine liner. I've noticed it's been a little bit harder to draw with this since I've been doing stuff like this. And then we're going to bring the jaw back up here. So anyway, this part really isn't super important, and something I'll mention that you might see in this video here is the fact that once I get done with this, as soon as I start putting on the eyes and the nose, the proportions are going to be off and this circle is going to be too big. But we're going to try not to have that happen today. Alright, so she's kind of looking down a little bit. It's not, straight on, it's slightly down. So when I draw my line for the eyes, it's going to be somewhat like that. I can already tell that this construction circle is too big. But that's why we keep it nice and faint. So just kind of like a guideline here of where it's going to go. So it's down, and the nose actually comes down here. Right about there. So perfect. Alright, the moment of truth. Let's do the eyes. I guess I'll start with her left eye. Her left eye kind of comes up a little bit here. If this is the nose, it's kind of offset here and here. We're going to make that the left eye. So let's go up. It kind of comes up and then sharp down. So let's do this. Up and then sharp down. And that's a little bit too high, so let's do it like that. Alright, well, it's permanent now. That's where the eye is going to be. So the bottom eye kind of comes out a little bit. It's kind of shallow, I guess is the right term for it. And it comes back over here just like that. And that's actually not too bad here. I can almost guarantee, though, that this is going to look nothing like Lzzy Hale when I'm done with this, but we're going to go for it. I mean, I'm still learning here. Every time I do something like this, I'm going to get better and better. So practice makes perfect, as they say. And then let's do the iris. And there's my eye. I guess there's her eye, not necessarily my eye, but anyway, I'm not, damn, I think it's a little bit too wide. It's definitely too wide. Oh well, it's there. It's permanent. Nothing I can do about it. Unless I had whiteout and just put whiteout everywhere, but it's not what we're doing here. Actually, a lot of people recommended using a pen in a sketchbook, especially if you're learning, because it makes things permanent and it makes you so you can't go back and erase. And I've actually been enjoying it. As weird as that may sound, I actually feel that I'm learning a little bit better because of it. Because it is permanent, you know, I'm not spending the time to go back and erase and try to make things too perfect. I'm more just putting other lines to correct what I can and just going on to the next drawing or the next sketch, which I really think is the key to getting better. Well, as everyone says, the key to getting better at drawing is to just draw and draw as much as you want, and not as much as you want, draw as much as you can, just draw every day. And the more you draw, the better you're going to get. But the more I sit here and try to correct mistakes, I mean, don't get me wrong, correcting mistakes is very important, especially if you're, especially for beginners. That being said, you know, you shouldn't spend all of your time correcting mistakes and then only get one drawing down a day. You know, if I can draw, you know, 20 faces in a day without correcting mistakes and just noticing my mistakes and going back over and fine liner, and that eye looks horrible. That eye looks horrible. Whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, going back over some areas in fine liner and trying to, actually, I guess it doesn't look so bad. Train of thought, focus. Yeah, going back over some areas that I can, like over here when I kind of went over the eye shape a little bit more here, even though it's in pen, just do another shape, correct it, even if it doesn't look great. What it's doing is I'm correcting the stroke and doing the correct stroke, and even with that, it's giving me muscle memory to hopefully the next time I do it to pick that up and do it a little bit better. Now we're going to do the nose here, and amongst a lot of things with a face, the nose is probably my most difficult thing to draw currently. But I do know that you can actually take the brow ridge here and follow it. And that's kind of where the nose starts. So we're going to follow this brow ridge here and come on down to here. And that's kind of where her nose is. And her nose, the little corners of the nostrils here, those actually line up with the corner of the eye. So this nostril is going to be right about here. And then this kind of just angles in, nice little slight angle there. And then her other nostril kind of comes up here. And I'm gonna draw the whole of the nostril, just shade that in real quick, if I can get it. And then just kind of come up a little bit, just like that. And that does not look the greatest, but again, actually, well, on video it doesn't look too bad. Looking at it, it's a little off, but you know, whatever. It is what it is, and in fact, I think it's not quite even with the brow ridge, but we're just going to go with it. This eye is a little bit, if I can just move this eye in a little bit, if this was a digital tablet, I can just select this whole thing, move it in a little bit, it'd be perfect. But I made the eyes a little bit too far apart, unfortunately. Now to do the mouth, what I tend to do is, even if I'm drawing someone with a mustache, I like to draw this little dent in here that's right underneath the nostrils. Don't know the technical term for it, so we're just going to call it the dent of the mouth, and it's kind of right between the upper lip and the nostril, and then you can kind of do a slight little V down here, and that gives you the middle of the upper lip. She actually has a pretty thin upper lip and slightly thicker top lip, or bottom lip. So we're going to do this, and this kind of stops right in the middle of the eye, but as we know, my eye is a little off distance-wise, so we're just going to stop it right there. Because her head's turned, this is actually going to be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Perfect. And then her lower lip comes down to about there. So we're going to bring it up. And it kind of connects, but it doesn't really connect. This line here that comes out, it's coming from the top lip. And the bottom lip just goes up in there, but it still kind of connects a little bit, and on this side it definitely connects. Now the moment of the truth, the line that goes right in between, and it's somewhat difficult to draw. But that actually isn't bad. That's not bad at all. I get a gold star for today. You guys are like, whatever, dude, whatever. Alright, I'm going to do little lines for... She doesn't really have dimples, but you can kind of see a little line here and a little line here, so that's what I drew in there. Now, as you can see, I've got this huge circle here for the head, and that's definitely not her. It's definitely way too big for this. I knew it. I've done this. I've done so many face sketches in here, and they've all been, well, about half of them have been really large construction lines, and when I get down to the actual face, it's just really fallen short. So now, as you can see over here on this side of the face is covered up, so I'm just going to start drawing this side of the face and connect everything together. Where this eye is, because she's turned a little bit, it actually kind of indents in a little bit to where the eye goes. So we're going to draw that in here, starting at the eyebrow, and it kind of indents here, and then once it gets to the middle of the eye, it comes back out again, just like that. And then it's almost at her face here, so we're going to come up here just like this. And then it comes up to about there. Perfect. It's always good to measure this if you can. I'm just eyeballing it here, but I've had some practice with drawing figures, faces, and stuff. So for this video, I'm just eyeballing it. I have no idea what I just tried to say, but anyway, yeah, I've had some practice eyeballing it. So, but then again, eyeballing it caused me to make her eyes a little bit too far apart. So that probably wasn't the smartest idea. So her face comes up to right about there. So her chin is a little bit more round than this. I'm going to try to capture that here. We're going to come back up. Wow, this video is already 14 minutes long. I've done 10-minute sketches a lot quicker than this that have looked a lot better. Alright, so now it's time for the hair. I think the rest of that can stay as is, but for the hair, really what you do, and as I just started practicing hair today, so I'm not the best. Hair is probably my worst. Hair and ears are probably my worst facial feature thus far, but I started working on hair today. And really what you kind of want to do is just outline the whole mass of the hair. So this hair will come down and then come out just like this. You want to make sure it comes to a little point there. You never want the hair to be just disconnected. You always want to make sure that it ends somewhere, because that's going to really give you, because no matter what, the hair is going to end, even if it's a strand or two, it's going to have end to it. It's not just going to fizzle out. So you want to make sure it has an end. And this actually comes in. So you can see here, another thing you want to do is you want to make sure the hair is all connected all the way through. So this right here, this is all a few different strands of hair, but it's all one clump. Same thing with this. Even though it's running into the back here, the whole thing is connected. And I want to give it the illusion that it is going to be tapering off at the end here. So yeah. Let's finish. I think her hair is a little bit too wide on this side here. This is a kind of like a 3/4 view on this side, so it's definitely going to be wider on this side than this side. So I may have messed that up a little bit, but whatever. I'm still learning how to draw hair. We're going to try to correct it here just a little bit. And just do the top. Now, like I said, this is you want to make sure the hair is all one piece. So this half of the head, even though I'm going to give it a little bit more detail, a little bit more definition, it's still all one piece. Same thing with this side here. We want all this to be one piece of hair. So we're going to come back, come down, and I just got a message from my brother. You guys probably saw that. I'm going to hopefully be able to block that off in the video once I edit it. You guys don't need to know my brother's full name. He probably wouldn't appreciate me putting his full name out there either. So hair and more hair. Alright, so this actually comes down and it swoops over her eye. It comes back up here. Just like that. And I'm going to try to finish up here pretty quickly because this video is almost 20 minutes long. Yeah, that's the plan. So I actually think that's pretty good for the hair. So that actually didn't turn out too bad. Alright, now that we've got the definition, the shape of the hair, let's start adding some shading and just give it a little bit more pizzazz here. So this is going to be a little bit darker. This is where the hair meets the hair. Even though it's a little bit lighter here, I'm still going to just start it off kind of dark, and I actually might move my sketchbook just a little bit. Now what you want to do when you're shading hair like this, I'm just doing little quick hash lines, and what you'll notice is I'm trying to go with the flow of the hair. I'm not just going to go hash line straight up or straight to the side. I want to go with the flow of the hair to give it the illusion that the hair is actually coming out like that, and to give the illusion that it's not one big clump of shape, but it's actually a bunch of different strands of hair coming out. So I'm going to go back over here a little bit more to give it a little bit more. I want the shading to kind of gradually get a little bit lighter here. There was a definite difference in the beginning, but so yeah. Let's shade this here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, this strand here is on top. So I'm actually going to kind of shade that in a little bit here to give it a little bit more on topness, I guess. I don't know what I was going for there. But just to show that it's on top, so it's definitely going to be shaded right there. And the ends need to be shaded, and we're going to come up here. It's a little dark right here, so we're going to give it just a little bit of shading right there. And then let's come down here. We're almost done with this. This is actually coming up here. So we're gonna, this is definitely dark because this piece right here comes across the top. So it's definitely dark over here. And then this is gonna come up here. And we're going to shade this again. I'm going with the direction of the hair. I'm not just putting lines down just to put lines down. I'm going with the direction of the hair to make sure that it looks like it's flowing. And then we're going to come down. We're just going to brighten this or darken this up a little bit. And there's a nice little shading here. And the only problem with using my cell phone is every time I get a notification for something, you guys can see it. You guys don't care that I'm playing Evil Apples on my cell phone. Or maybe you do. Maybe you want to play with me. But that's not the point of this channel here, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, I'm just doing a little bit more shading here because right over here it's a little bit darker here than it's lighter around there. So I'm trying to capture that here with a little shading. And then let's just do the other side real quick. I'm going to speed through this here. I may finish this a little bit later, but I am going to speed through this because this video is almost 25 minutes long, and my intention was not to have super long videos in this channel here, at least not in the beginning, until I get a little bit better. So we're going to speed through this real quick, and then I'm going to close out the video. Let's get this though, and again, remember we're going with the grain. Right? I guess it's technically going with the grain if you think about what that meaning is. Like if you're sanding wood and you're going with the grain, you're going with the flow of the wood, the grain of the wood. So we're technically going with the grain of the hair anyway. But I don't want this to look rushed, but it's going to be rushed. Rush. I mean, that's really what our society has turned to anyways, right? Everyone's just rushing around trying to get things done as quick as possible. We want it quicker, we want it faster, we want it better, and unfortunately the faster you go, the worse it's going to get. Alright, let's get under here. Make sure we're going with the grain of the hair, the flow of the hair. And this is kind of coming out here, so we're going to, I think I want to do it this way. You know what, this actually kind of looks like her. I'm not going to lie. Though you guys are probably thinking something completely different. I think this kind of looks like Lzzy Hale. So if you like the band Halestorm, let me know in the comments. I'm not a huge fan per se. There's about 4 or 5 songs I've heard that I really enjoy. Some of their harder ones. My music taste is all over the board. I like hard rock, soft rock, light rock, a lot of rocks, a little bit of country, not too much. Some just a little bit of everything, but mostly rock. And some of their stuff, some of their harder songs I enjoy, and I do enjoy some of their lighter songs as well. Like Here's to Us is a really, really good song. And their newer song, Daughters, that's really good as well. So, yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to call that good for now. Like I said, I might come back and touch this up again a little bit later, maybe in a different day because I'm running out of time here. But hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you've seen, subscribe. Comment below. Let me know how you like this. I might do some more of these videos of drawing famous people, sketching it. I do enjoy doing this with a pen, so all my videos, most of my videos will probably be pen related as far as these sketches, because it's kind of like a challenge video per se. It's the ink pen challenge, ballpoint challenge, whatever you want to call it, but it's really just what I've been doing in my sketchbook, and I've been enjoying just being restricted to just drawing, and whatever goes on the paper goes on the paper. So if you like this, if you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments. And again, if you like this channel, like what you see, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.